show.
A little odd. That's okay.
It's a Pacific Islander show, so if we start our show 2 hours and 10 minutes late,
Thank you.
we're right on time.
We're on time.
You can
That's
tell
how
we're just a little askew this morning because Naki and I never wear the same shirts.
I never. I had it on
Never wear the
first
same
though, by the
shirts.
way. I'm just saying. Had it on first. Just had to say.
So our show today is going to be check-ins. Been 2 weeks since we had a show, which
Oh
seems
my
like
gosh.
forever.
Forever.
And yeah, we don't got a break. We don't. It's just us chopping it up. So
Yeah.
Naki was good.
What's good? Well, okay, so this yesterday, we'll start with yesterday. I had my son and my daughter-in-law, they threw a baby shower because I'm going to be a grandma. And so they threw their baby shower and everybody participated and they kept it COVID-19
Friendly.
friendly. There you go. And especially, with what all's going on, they did a virtual thing. So it was live for about an hour. Kea and Mac, my son Mac, are having a baby next month. And so they got both of our families together and we celebrated in Alameda. So it was just my sisters and my brothers and their kids, and then Kaya's family, and her mom, dad, and sisters, and then her grandma. And my mom flew in from San Diego.
Look at moms flying all over
I
the place.
know.
She was here last week.
She was here last week. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So a happy Sunday to everybody. Um, and
How'd you
so
pick Alameda?
Because my son lives in Oakland, and so, they wanted to pick closer to them so they didn't have to lug stuff
Uh,
back and forth, and so we had it, in Alameda, and Mac and Kea, they did a great job with the baby shower, and, we had a good time. We got to meet Kaya's, extended like, she has her first cousins and her dad, which are really all her siblings. We got to put names to faces, and Kea is due in December. And
ooh, getting
so
close.
she's getting close. She's getting close. And so we had a really good time. It was really just my kids, my brother's kids, and my sisters, and my Jordan girls, and my nephew, Amosa. That pretty much was our family that was there. And so we kept it, pretty tight. You and Nick were busy. You had stuff to do, and Nick can't be around a lot of people. We don't want to get her sick, or just she has to be cautious.
Right.
And so, and that was it. We had a really good time. The food was really good.
So do you get the best of both? You get the Pinoy and the Samoa. You get
Yes.
both cultural foods.
Yes,
Awesome.
Kea, my daughter-in-law, her mom made pancit, which was really, really good. And then Mo barbecued ribs and chicken. And then we had lumpias. We had, oh my gosh, we had so much food, so much food. And so, it was really small and intimate. And I love that we got to meet Kaya's whole family. And so, yeah, it was beautiful. And so, Mel, people that are on Facebook right now, thank you for tuning in. Mel, who is in Vegas, good morning.
Good morning,
Jeanette,
Mel.
aloha. And our Maury, who was checking in yesterday at Cali Roots.
Ooh, yeah. I saw some videos from that.
I
That looked
seen
like a
some
whole bunch of fun.
videos. Yeah, it looked like so much fun. So Cali Roots happened yesterday, and I'm not sure if it's happening today, but usually Cali Roots is happening in Monterey. And so I believe Monterey is not open having big events because of COVID. And so this year Cali Roots was in the Bay Area, San Francisco. And so we seen Big Body Cisco was the host. I've seen videos of Fiji and oh my gosh, just the West Coast Elite was there, which is Cisco and his DJ, and Maoli. I mean, and it looked like everybody had a good time. I was stalking Maury's page, so it looked like a really good time was had by all. So That was happening yesterday, so if you were able to go, oh my god, you're so lucky. And it didn't rain, like, it's been raining this week, and so yesterday it was supposed to rain, like, I don't know, we had a 50% chance of rain, and so I didn't see any rain, happening during, Cali Roots, and no rain happened during the baby shower, which was really good. So I was happy. The food was amazing, of course. Like I said, we had, chicken and lumpias and salad and desserts, which I'm a big dessert person. And so my niece, who makes Shasha sweets, she had her JJ chocolate chip cookies there, which they went like that. Like they didn't even last that long. And then Carrie, Kaya's sisters, they had the sweets. Good morning, Rhoda Samo is checking in on
Morning,
Facebook.
Rhoda.
So Kaya's sisters did the sweets, and everything was so good. And I'm such, I'm a snacky eating kind of person. And they had these little cream puffs they were miniature cream puffs. I had like four of those. I like 4 of those, they were so good. They were little miniature ones, so really I had 1.
What
I
was the
have
best thing you ate? The best thing you ate yesterday?
Yesterday, the best thing I had besides the cream puffs and my JJ cookies was, I'd have to say, the pancit that, Kaya's mom made. It was
Mm.
so good, so good. So and I'm a noodles person, so there you go. Aloha, Lena is checking in from University of Hawaii. Good morning, Lena.
Actually, it's good afternoon. We're
Good
so
afternoon.
so set on
Yes.
starting the show at 10 o'clock.
So,
We're
yeah,
just stuck in saying good morning. So
yes. So good
maybe
morning.
we catch some of the after church group now.
Yes. Good morning, good afternoon. Good morning in Hawaii, good afternoon in California. So the baby shower was a hit. Today is my son's birthday, and so happy birthday to my Mac Daddy. No,
Anything
BYU
special?
Hawaii. Oh, I'm sorry. Lena's at BYU Hawaii. She's correcting me.
Ah,
Yes, sorry, Lena, but yay, BYU.
is there anything in the plans for Mac Molly, aka Mac Molly's birthday?
Yeah, Mac Molly, AKA Mac Molly. It's his birthday, so we usually have dinner, but I think because we had such a big event yesterday, the baby shower, that I believe everybody's resting today. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but if they show up, we're gonna have dinner. And so yeah, that was yesterday, and I'm looking forward to meeting my grandson in December. And then last Saturday, I threw my daughter a bridal shower. Me and my daughters, Mena, Malia, Miley, and my Jordan girls, Molly and Rachel. We threw Evie, my daughter who's getting married in November, a bridal shower, and her mom, Lai's mom, her fiance's mom, came with her sisters, and she brought food. Everybody participated. We had such a good time, and we threw that together like so quickly. Um, 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 we had decorations and a mimosa bar, and my sisters were here and my brothers, and we just had a really good time. I'm looking forward to her getting married November next month, which all year long I've been talking about the wedding, and it's finally here. So I'm looking forward to that. And
Talk a
then
little bit about the yard because I
yeah,
saw
okay.
I
So
saw the yard and the house and the front
right.
part of the house all done up like I haven't seen it before.
Yeah. So Leah, who is Flip It Girl on social media, flips furniture, flips people's backyards. And so we had been planning, I think all three of me, you, and Leah have been talking because you were asking her to redo your backyard. And I had asked her to do my backyard, and she came and checked out my backyard. And then I asked her if she can do my front, because my front patio is huge and we have nothing there. So she got furniture and mats and tables that she made. She flipped these tables that she found and created these masterpieces, which I love. And so um, I said, take your time, and then we decided to have a baby shower. I mean, a bridal shower. And I was like, oh my God, you got to hurry. At first I was like, take your time. And then I was like, oh my God, I got to get it done before the bridal shower. And so we put fake grass. Mo redid the fence, and then he did the lawn. He tore out the lawn, and we put fake grass in. Mo and my girls busted their tail for 2 days to hurry up and get it done before the bridal shower on Saturday, and so they
Fake
were
grass is good grass.
fake grass is good. That's the only way to go. No watering, no
Hmm.
mowing, no nothing, and that works for the Molly household because who knows when Mo's going to mow the lawn.
There's none of that anyway.
And there's none of that anyway. So we did that, and then my nieces Molly and Rachel brought these canopies, these white canopies that we put up. We got chairs and tables, and they did centerpieces. They did a really, really good job of decorating. And then we ordered food. We ordered food, which was a seafood pasta
Mm.
and chicken Alfredo. We ordered it, and the guy dropped it off and delivered it. It was so good. It was everything was so good. My sister-in-law, Malia, made, homemade lasagna, and, she everything is made from scratch with her, so it's Evie's favorite, and so my sister-in-law made lasagna, which was amazing.
So I got the events mixed up. We were at a service for Brother Carlos. His brother had passed away.
Yeah.
So we were at the service, and it was after the bridal shower.
Yes.
And so I had off on the side, after the service is done, I was in the lobby area talking to one of our sibling cousins,
Yeah.
and I said, "Yeah." And then the bridal shower was yesterday, and both Lucy and her husband looked at me like, "What?" And for some reason I was thinking like, "Oh, they didn't get an invite." I
Yeah.
don't, but I didn't get why they were so shocked by that,
Yeah.
and I was like, "No, it was just, I don't know." And so we keep talking, and then I can tell there's something hanging over the conversation that
Right.
I'm missing, and Sister Lucy goes, "I didn't even know Evie was pregnant." And I was like, "Okay, hold on a
Okay.
second."
There you go.
Bridal shower, not baby shower. And they
Right.
go, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "No, but it's just us three right here. I don't want this rumor escaping that it was a bridal shower." And they're
Right.
like, "Oh, no, I get it." So must have reminded that, to make that clear like three more times in the conversation. And before I walked off, I was like, just so we circle back and remember, I'm not saying that Evie had a baby shower. Evie had
Yeah.
a bridal shower.
Yeah.
But, because you know how the rumor mill will go.
Right, right. And with our family, it spreads like wildfire. So, yeah, the bridal shower was a hit, and then it just so happens that Live Love My Life tour was happening that same day, and they asked my daughter's fiance to open up with. Came up Kav, and so Kava Cassidy and Hi Guy Lai opened up. It was Reno on Hawaii, Tanel, oh my gosh, Rin and DJ Vico. Sorry if I missed that, but they had so Lai's family, I felt bad because they needed to rush off to go catch his show, and so everything the night Evie said the night ended perfect with them going to catch Lai's show here in San Francisco. So it was a good evening. We had good games. Everybody, it was fun. It was fun, and of course we had a limited amount of invites because of COVID-19. We didn't want 50 million people interacting. So
Sure.
we asked everyone to please wear your mask. If you're sick, stay home, or if you're feeling ill or whatever, stay home. So it was really good. We had a really good time. I'm so grateful for everyone that showed up to the bridal shower and to the baby shower and who helped with both events. My Jordan girls, Molly and Rachel and Kalea and Kyrie were big, huge helps. Shasha Sweets supplied sweets to both parties. So thank you so much. And just all the food and the love and the families that showed up to both events. We love, love, love you. And we just can't wait. Our year is ending really on happy occasions. My daughter is getting married and my son is having a baby. So we're ending the year really, really on a really good note. So,
That's a good way to turn around 2020
oh my
being what it
God.
was, and then
Yeah.
2021 coming in with lifelong blessings for you and your family. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So, it was a rough year, rough actually a rough year, but we're ending it on a good note. So I'm a happy mama. I'm a happy mama. And I think, I mean, we did Snacky with Nacky, and so we could talk about that in a little bit, but I want to hear about your week. How was your week? Your 2 weeks?
Um, yeah. So, I mean, so much has happened in the last 2 weeks. One, our Giants, after winning 107 games, and getting into the playoffs against Dodgers, ended up. I don't know what happened, but they ended up losing in again a 5 game series. I don't think and I'm not just being a homer with this. I don't think
Mhm.
the Giants would lose a 7 game series.
Yeah.
I think that they're the deepest team in baseball. I think a 5 game series was the
Yes.
just not something that they were able to overcome. But much better year than we thought. I think going
Yeah.
in, we were thinking if we somehow made the playoffs or won 70, 80 games, we might have been happy. But
Yeah.
so congratulations to the Giants for a great year. It was a fun
Yeah.
year to watch.
Yeah.
Um, I'm going to be a hater, so I'm glad the Dodgers are out now too. It's the Astros and the Braves in the World
Yeah.
Series. Dodgers lost with a I don't know dramatic fashion last night. So
Of course. Of course.
exciting playoffs though this year. The playoffs have been
Yeah.
really exciting.
They were
So
really good.
162 game season. I don't follow everything, but I do
Yeah,
follow
me
the
too.
playoffs, especially if the Giants are in it. So it was sad to see the Giants get bounced. Let's see, that's in the last 2 weeks. A lot has happened.
Yeah.
Um, I had a PET scan on Monday,
How'd that
and
go?
the PET scan is just, I don't know. I'm just used to doing PET scans now, so I brought my headphones.
Yeah.
They inject a dye or some kind of stuff into you.
Radiation. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you sit for 45 minutes and you're supposed to be peaceful and quiet. And this is, I don't know how long I've been doing this. 6 years is the first time I was like, I'm going to come with headphones and I'm going to actually relax and chill rather than just staring at the wall. So um, I got done with that, and then I'll find the results out next Friday.
Nice.
So, I had a lot of people ask me, like, does it stress you out waiting for test results? And to me, I'm not going to live my life by a bunch of numbers that come out on the test results. So, how I live day to day or who I interact with and what I do, I don't know. I hope there's, good numbers, good results, or all those things that can come with a PET scan, but it is what it is. And I'm just, you know, living my life and making my minutes count. So I'll get those results in a week,
Yeah.
and yeah, a week from at the Friday at the end of this week. Um, let's see what else. I got to spend some time. So when the baby shower was scheduled, I had already made plans to meet my sister because my father had passed away in December of 2019, and we still have his ashes, and are we're still really mourning, going through the mourning process. So we're finally splitting up, the pieces, the urn and those kind of things. So I got some of the ashes that I'm going to keep with me, and she's going to keep some with her, and then we're going to put the rest at a beach that he used to. He used to. We spent a lot of time at this beach in
Yeah.
Casper, California. So we'll go there at some point and say goodbye to the ashes. But we spent yesterday in Petaluma hanging out. It was raining. It's so good to see the rain. I think we're going to get too much over the next 10 days, or 5 days or something. Um, but we need the rain. I mean,
Yeah.
if anybody's been paying attention and looking at the levels of the lakes and looking at the drought and those kind of things, we need the rain. And it was nice to be out hanging out in the rain. There was a farmer's market in Petaluma. So we were walking around looking at all this healthy food. Of course, we gravitated to the baked goods at the end of the the farmer's market, and I got a delicious scone. But hanging out with my niece Emily and my sister yesterday, just sitting in the park, talking about what we want to do, what times with my dad, and then kind of divvying up the ashes. It was a special day yesterday. So
Awesome.
let's
Sounds
see
like it.
what else is going on. That's really. I don't have none of my kids are having babies or getting married yet,
Eh,
which I'm glad. They're
yeah.
22, so they
Take
got
your time.
they got a little ways to go before they're doing that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the new addition to the Moley family, and then obviously I'm
Yes.
looking forward to Las Vegas. seeing Lai and Evie walk the
Mhm.
aisle and say the words. It's
I
exciting.
know. I'm excited for that. With this week we did. So I have been doing round 17 forever for Snacky with Nacky. Just it's been going on for a minute because we haven't been able to get out to a restaurant or just we've been busy during the weekends. And so I finally said, are we going to order food and tip the driver? And so we ordered from Grubhub. And when our driver came with all the 50 cents and all the money that people had donated, I collected $766. It was like 766.25 or something like 765.25. And then, we rounded off to the next
Because Mena
dollar.
doesn't like those odd numbers.
Mena does not like those odd numbers. So we rounded it off to 766 and we ordered our food and the video is out. We put the video out, so go check it out. But the driver came. He was so grateful, and after the camera goes off, and even before the camera, we usually, I don't know, I just get a feeling about people.
Mm.
Excuse me. And so after the camera went off, he was like walking away, just going like, "Wow," like he couldn't believe that this just happened to him. And so he was really grateful, and I just it felt right to give it. I mean, of course, whoever gets it, we give it to whoever gets it obviously needs it, but I always feel like we're drawn or I'm drawn to certain people. Like I just don't, when it's time to do it, it's time to give away the money, we give it to the right person. So whoever gets it is needs it more than whoever, you know what I mean?
So Snacky with Nacky's become, I think one of the videos has over 2 million views.
Right.
There's a whole bunch in there that when I was looking through there the other day, it's like 150,000, 2,000,000,
Right.
50,000. The new one is like at 40,000 or something.
Yeah.
Um, is it difficult because it seems like sometimes the followers, like they're expecting a really like your traditionally emotional response,
Right.
and sometimes when they don't get, there's no tears,
Yeah.
and it's just somebody who's grateful. But our feeling is that God's going to put us in front of the right person,
Right.
right? That,
Right.
and we've always said that, and I've always said that with you. When you do it alone, it's like you're kind of. I'm not know if I'm feeling it. It's like
Yeah.
you'll know. You'll get in front of the right person. So, from
And
your standpoint, do you expect a certain response because the way the
I
some of the
don't.
followers do, or is it just however it happens, it happens?
I think however it happens, happens, but I do feel like the followers, are grateful. The majority of the people who support and send tips, they are always that person really needed it, or they're supposed to get it, whoever gets it. It's one of the I'm really I feel blessed to do this because, like, the feeling that we get when we do events or when we give tip someone, you never know what somebody is going through. And there's points where we just give, and I don't know your story. And sometimes people do tell us their story. A couple of people have the girl before this told us her story. Like she went into detail and why she was crying. And I didn't want to put that on film. You know what I mean?
Right.
We did have it on film, but Mena edited it because it was just too personal. And people like when they break down and cry, and even when they don't break down and cry, but when they break down and cry, there's a story that we get afterwards, like
Right.
they were short on their rent, or they're having problems, and this girl was having a really bad day, and this really helped her. And like the one girl that we were with, she had got kicked out of her house and was going from couch to couch with her friends, and this was going to help her. And so I really believe that who we give the money to, there's a reason why we're giving it, because
Yeah.
this
One
person.
of the one of the least emotional responses that we got
Yes.
was early on, and it was like $1,000, right? It's one
Yeah.
of our biggest giveaways, but it wasn't really an emotional response,
Right.
and he didn't explain any of it. He just said
No,
thank you,
he
and
just
then
said,
we
"Mhm."
heard through the back channel, like we heard from somebody else that
Mhm.
knew him,
Mhm.
that he ended up giving some of that money to family members that were in need. But
Yeah,
we don't know what people, to your
we
point,
don't.
we don't know what people's story is.
We don't know
And
what people are.
sometimes they share it with us. Other times we hear like, oh, that guy,
Yeah,
I know somebody that knows that guy, and here's what the guy did with the money.
right.
But I think sometimes like they're just expect like Mio. Remember Mio?
Yes.
Mio was it's just so fun. She
She
was a
was bubbly
character.
and
She was
yeah,
bubbly. She was funny. She was emotional. And then on that's one end of the spectrum, and the tears. And then on the other hand, you have some people that they don't necessarily want to share their story. But
right.
I love the way that you always are confident that you're going to end up in front of the right person.
Yeah, I like there's times that I've gone somewhere and I just wasn't feeling the person. I mean, I still tip them my regular 20% and it's just I just I don't know. If it's bad service and there's no like we're the only one in the restaurant and you're still not it's the service is bad, you ain't getting no tip. That's for
We
sure.
had $850 one
Mhm.
time, and we were in Oakland, California,
Yes.
and we could not get a seat. We went to one place, and they wouldn't seat us. They basically were like, "What do you want?" We're like,
Yeah.
"With two for lunch," and he goes, "Well, I mean, hold on a second." And then he turned around and walked off like he was going to talk to somebody. And Naki and
Yeah.
I were like,
Yeah, we
"Mm-mm,
out.
we're
Yeah.
going somewhere else."
Yeah.
And we ended up with somebody who like
Started
told us
crying.
her
Yeah.
story, and we were so happy, so thankful
Yeah.
that they made it easy for us in that first restaurant, and not from a spiteful standpoint, but they
Yeah.
just made it really easy to say this ain't it.
Yeah, it really we really don't know, what people are going through, and so I know that who what we get in front of, that's who's supposed to get the money because they don't have to tell me their life story, but that's who God leads us to, and that's who we give to, so here you go. But I love Snacky with Nacky. It just right now it's a lot. It's like crazy. Like on TikTok, it's like it blew up for some it just blew up. I don't know why, but I think it's because people like to see people that deserve good,
If
good
you make
things.
people feel that you got a
Right.
chance of going viral, and that's what I think it does. A lot of people
Yeah.
get in their emotions when they watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When they watch and they see somebody so grateful or so thankful, or
Yeah.
to the point of tears, to the point
Right.
of, we were in COVID, and it probably wasn't the most politically, I
Right.
don't know, a politically correct thing to do, and nobody got COVID. So this is
Yeah.
the end result of the story. But the waitress just instinctively latched onto you and gave you a hug, and it wasn't even like she just needed that hug at that moment
Right.
when you broke the news
Right.
to her, and that stuff gets you, like soldiers
Yeah.
coming home unannounced and all that. That's
Yeah.
popular because it makes you feel. It makes you be in
Yeah.
that moment.
Yeah, and really, it's really thank you to everyone who gives because really, I just collect the money and give it away. It's everybody else that sends it to us that really makes a difference. And I say this all the time when we first started that I thought we would collect like 20 bucks or 50 bucks and we'd go to a coffee shop and tip somebody. And that is a really good tip, $50. And then we're getting hundreds of dollars, and I'm just it blows my mind that we get to do this and give to people essential servers who have been working throughout the pandemic, or some have been laid off for a year and or 3 weeks into being back to work. So, it's a really good feeling, and I love the way it makes me feel. I love that it's a community effort that everyone gives, like and people I don't even know. Like, we know, like, 99% of the people that give 98% of the people that give are people that I don't know, and then, like, 2% are friends and family, and so either or, I'm grateful. So I'm
Yeah,
grateful.
that's how it's gonna sustain itself, is if it's a whole bunch of people giving 50 cents, because
Yes.
you always said, I don't want to become your bill. I don't want to be a
Yeah,
bill.
yeah,
It's like, oh my god, gotta get $15 and
yeah,
come up with this and that. No, it's
yeah,
50 cents, and if we give
yeah,
away $100, great. If
yeah,
we give away $1,000, that's great too. But
yeah.
and I think one of the things that always struck me is that most of the people that have told us their story, that's their side hustle. Like
Yes,
they have a full time gig, or they're
right.
students or something, and they're just that's just
You're just
supplemental
trying to make
income.
it. Yeah.
So that money comes in, it's huge because
Yeah.
they're trying to earn extra money
Yeah.
in that job and the interaction that we end up having with them.
Yeah, and a lot of, waiters, waitresses, barbacks, they make I don't know how much they make, but they're working for the tips, that's how they make it to the next pay period is their tips, and so I have my niece and nephew are in the service industry, so I'm really, really, I have a lot of empathy for the servers because it's hard work, and I don't have patience for it, so I know I would snap, so good for them, good
You'd
for
be
them.
the worst waitress ever.
Worst, I would
You couldn't have told me before I went there and came back.
right,
Couldn't you have told me you need the water so I don't make two trips? No
yeah.
tip for you.
So, there you go. But I'm grateful to be able to and it really is not my idea. I was like, because I love TikTok and I seen this lady doing it on Tik but this lady makes like 20 like her rounds are like 10 to $20,000 a round where she's tipping people about like 10 people $1,000 for the week, you know what I mean? That's a lot of going out to eat. But she does her Uber driver. She does,
Right.
walking
Everybody
past
in
a
her
homeless
path.
person. Right.
Yeah.
Everybody in her path gets $1,000. So I would love to get to that point.
She's like the TikTok Oprah. You get a
Yeah,
thousand dollars.
you
You
get
get
it
a
out.
thousand
You get it out.
dollars.
Yeah. I would love to get to that point to where I can just tip people in my path, and so but, right now we're just doing essential workers, and because I'm a snacker and I eat all the time,
Before
that
we move on to our next topic, what is Snacky with Nacky sitting at right now in round 18?
round 18 is sitting at, and I didn't even ask. I was like, I said, "I'm gonna take a break, maybe possibly take a break from,
And the Snacky with
round
Nacky Nation said, no, no, you're not.
Well, with all the 50 cents I have collected, and it's loose change that people have, I've collected $162.64. So as of today, October 24th, I have $162.64. So that
And
will
if
go
you
to the
tip
next.
that, if you did $162, that would be a huge tip.
Oh my God, that's an awesome tip.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go 2 weeks and see how far, whatever. If this is what we have, that's awesome too because that's an amazing tip. But yeah, thank you to everybody who's given already. So yeah, 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 yeah,
Let's see. Let's talk Essence of Mana. Essence of
yeah.
Mana is offering free classes via Zoom. They're reaching out to our PI community. Doesn't matter where you live because it's virtual. You just got to be willing to commit to the course, which is
Right.
12 weeks long. For more info or to register, you can hit up Lulu Masina at 415-243-6328 or El Masina at healthright360.org. We got Talanoa Tuesday every week at 7 p.m., hosted by Sister Nani Wilson and Lulu Masina. Check out all their episodes on the Essence of Mana's Facebook page. So we've got something coming up that we've been participating in for a long time, for
Mhm.
several years. And one of the things I think that really stands out with community work and community activists is length. Like there's a whole bunch of events that come around. They're here for 2 or 3 years and then they're gone.
Mhm.
They're here for a year and then they're gone. And if you're beyond like 5 or 6 years, that's really it speaks to the staying power of the organization. So talk to us like what is the turkey trot? What is that event?
Oh, oh my gosh, that's Someone Solutions 5K turkey trot for charity. And so last year, they couldn't do it because of COVID, but they just had the vendors come out and you can drive by and get stuff.
So they
But
still had the event. They just
they
didn't
had the
have it in the
event.
same
You just
same
didn't,
format.
yeah.
Right.
And so this year they're back at the Brisbane Marina on November 20th. And it's a 5K charity event where all the donations and money raised goes to a charity of their choice in the Bay Area. And so individuals, they walk 5K around Brisbane. They have vendors there. So if you want to be a vendor, get a hold of Someone Solutions. Let me do my Someone Solutions spiel.
Just so you know, while Naki's pulling that up, Naki, is actually Naki did the 5K, I think in 2018.
Mhm.
She actually walked the full 5K and did not quit.
Almost died
Um,
though.
no, she at one point she was going to quit, and then she looked and realized actually she was said she wanted to take a rest. So I was like, okay, let's get to this next little area over here with a bench. So that's about 50 yards away. By the time we
Mhm.
got to the little curve out where the bench was, Naki was like, no, 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 I'm good. I don't want to rest. So later we find out that Naki had made a decision, a realization that if I stop and rest now, they're going to have to come back and pick me up. Like they're
Yeah.
going to have to drive over to the parking lot near the course and pick me up. So she made the decision. She's going to keep walking, finish the 5K. It's a really good time. It's a community event.
Mhm.
There, one of the years, a guy ran with a big speaker on his back, and
Yeah.
so there was music through the course. There's people, scattered out through the course to give you water or
Yeah.
encouragement. It's just a good time. And it's not something you got to run. There are people like Mary Veve
Who runs it?
who run it and are very competitive, and they're amazing, right? They're
Yeah.
in shape. They can do those kind of things. There's other people that are getting into shape or just want to be around the community.
Yeah.
Um, Come out, hang out, see. There's vendors, clothing vendors. The doulas were out there one year. Who was it? It was the um, Wayfinder. Um,
Wayfinder sold out.
yeah,
Mana Pacifica was out there. 200. I mean, just it's a bunch of vendors that Fanga and Epi, who are with Salmon Solutions, they have this event and raise a lot of money for a CBO in the area. So they do this every year. They've given away thousands of dollars. They have feel good cuts come out. Ainga Fitness come
yep.
out to warm up the crowd before they go on their walk. So Phil with Feel Good Cuts and Kiana, his daughter, they come out and get everybody warmed up before the walk. So it's a really great event. It's fun, and you don't have to go fast. You don't have to go slow. You just go at your pace. A lot of we usually have a team every year. Um, Purple Rain, REIGN, because that's how we roll. And we usually have a team every year, and so you can do your team, you can run individually, you can do however you want. It's really a fun event for everyone to get together. So we're grateful for Epi and Fanga and Salmon Solutions. So it's the 5K Turkey Trot for charity happening Saturday, November 20th at Brisbane Marina, 400 Sierra Point in Brisbane. If you show up 8 a.m., you still have time to register and check in. For more information, go to Salmon Solutions Facebook and Instagram page and get all the info. I'm sure we will have Epi and Fanga on to discuss the turkey trot as we get closer. So yeah, it's a great
Be
event.
careful. Be careful if it's your birthday,
Yeah,
because people might sing happy birthday to people and ambush them with
yeah.
balloons and cards and gifts and all those kind of things. So the 20th is a really good date to have that.
Yes, Melody Masaniai. Good morning, sister. Yes, Melody. Put it on your calendar, November 20th. Yvette. Good morning,
Vet,
Yvette. Good afternoon. Yvette
love you,
wants
Vet.
she was at that Cali Roots yesterday. So I've got to go check out all the videos, but I was watching what I could on my Maury's page. So yeah, Salmon Solutions 5K Turkey Trot for Charity is happening November 20th, 8 a.m. You can register. It's a great event. They have a lot of PI vendors come out. I believe this year Levasa will be coming on.
Mm.
Eri was there. He tagged me in one of his posts. He just got a husky. And so he was like, Naki, help, because he's out walking his husky right now because huskies have a lot of energy. And I remember when we first got Sunga, my dog, Carl was like, oh, you got to walk that dog every day. They're going to tear up your house. They have so much energy. Did it? Mm-mm. See how chill I am? That's my dog.
Yeah, so there's
Just like
always, I
chill.
got a chow one
Yeah.
time, and everybody's like, those things they're one owner dogs, they're not friendly. Like they're going to be, she's going to be this, she's going to be that.
Yeah.
That dog was the friendliest dog. She was just like Suma,
Yeah.
just friendly, never bit anybody. The next chow that I got was the quintessential chow, bite everybody, growl even at me, and then wag its tail as his, just was a jittery dog. But so Sunga has been just, that's just a perfect dog.
That's
That is the perfect dog for the Moley family. Well behaved, doesn't dig, doesn't
chill.
howl, doesn't bark.
No, she
Um,
only barks at Mo. Well, really, she's having a conversation with my husband. When she wants to play, she just goes, "Arr, arr, arr, arr," and then my leg goes, "Get him, Sunga, get him!" And then that's it. They just start pretending like they're fighting. She barks at Mo, and he just laughs. But yeah, Melody says huskies be walking us. True,
yeah,
true.
they're sled dogs. So you put a
Yeah,
harness on them and they want to pull. But
yeah.
beautiful dogs and well worth it. Well worth the energy. And it'll help you get in shape because you got to get out there and walk them.
Yeah, yeah. So we're going to Vegas next week. Well, actually, we have a Naopo meeting, a board meet. Is it a board meeting? Board meeting. Board members. Board members. We're meeting in Las Vegas, November 4th.
Board, BOARD members,
Yeah,
not.
BOARD. Board members. We're going to Vegas and having our what are we having? We're having a
Strategy
workshop.
meetings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go. Strategy workshop meeting in Las Vegas. We're having a meeting in Las Vegas. There's going to be a lot of gambling. There's going to be a lot of drinking. And then we'll strategize. Then we'll strategize. But yeah, I'm
I'm not
looking
a fan of Vegas.
I yeah, me
I
too.
like Vegas because a whole bunch of family lives there, and every
Yes.
time you go there, you're probably with a group of people that you want to have fun with. But like
Right.
the gambling, the clubs, all that kind of stuff. When I was younger, I might have participated in that. Now I just want to chill.
Right.
I don't
Right.
gamble anyway, so I always leave Vegas even.
Even.
I'm not
Yeah,
winning.
I'm
I'm not
really
losing.
good. I come up like couple of $100, but that's it. And that's from like I spend $20 on what are those slot machines, and that's it. After my $20, I'm done. I'm done for the whole however long I'm there.
I would try to draw my bets out so that because you get free beer, you get free booze when you're gambling. So
Mhm.
I'd feed $20 in there and like bet 25 cents. And if I got like three beers as I'm
Mhm.
wasting the $20, I figure I came out ahead.
Yeah. I did see, you've been following that Gabby
Petito, that
Petito's.
poor girl that
I did see that the
Brian Landry, Brian Landry's
they found
bones,
his
his
bone.
remains were found.
Like, what's up with that? Like, and then they're talking about the parents. I'm not up on it, but I seen a little bit, but do you know?
Yeah, so he showed up on September 1st, I think,
Mhm.
back at his house with her van. The
Right?
van was in her name, and they were on
And
there,
she wasn't with him.
and she wasn't with him.
Yeah.
And they went complete radio silence with everybody. So Gabby's family is like, "Well, we haven't heard from her.
Right.
Where the heck is she?" And then Brian's home. Okay, well then Brian can tell us like what happened.
Right.
Right? Never, they've never talked to the family. So you have Gabby's family that's freaking out, rightfully
Mhm.
so. Their daughter was on a cross country trip with this guy, and so here's the other thing: is Gabby used to live at Brian's house with the family. So that would be like your son, like Mac and Kaya living at your house, and then Mac comes back from a trip without Kaya in Kaya's car, like,
Mm.
and then you don't say anything to it's so bizarre
It's
that you knew
bizarre.
something was up. You knew
Yeah.
something was he lawyers up, and then so they find out on the 11th, they report Gabby missing, and the police and the Landrys are still radio silence, like they never said a word. He ended up going to a nature preserve place in Florida, and that's where the parents said he went. And so they searched it, they couldn't find it, they couldn't find him, and so what, a month and a little month and a half later, they found his Brian Landry's remains in the park
Wow.
around where they said that where he liked to camp. So the question still remains: what did the parents know? The attorney has admitted to advising and speaking to Brian um, after the police were looking for him.
Mhm.
So just a sad thing from the standpoint of, you know, the Petito family. Just, they said goodbye to their daughter when she was going, and then we're talking to her on social media and messages and stuff, and then she's just gone. And I guess they found out, and I mean, I don't follow this completely, 100%, but they found out that I think the way that Gabby died was she was strangled. So, there was a ton of theories going around. She could have slipped and fallen, hit her head, and he freaked out and left her. And then, it's like, no, something bad happened, and they found out that it wasn't an accident. She was strangled. Uh,
Jesus.
yeah. So, thoughts and prayers out to the Petito family, and I mean, to a degree, the Landry family as well. They lost their son. They got to face, they got to face the police now and explain, what they were doing and why they did what they did. Just a sad story all the way around.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, those police officers in Utah had them on the roadside, and they had evidence of domestic violence, and they didn't do anything about it. That's going to be, it's already being called into question. But so sad. And then, you
Sad.
know it's sad, and it's not a but, right? So I can put a period at the end of that sentence. It is sad, period. There are hundreds of indigenous brown people in that area
Mm.
that are
Missing.
missing and are still missing. So I'm not saying a but. I'm not saying it's sad, but I'm saying it is sad.
Mm.
There is a whole nother issue involved here as well. Why aren't they receiving as much publication or as much media attention
Attention.
as
Yeah.
Gabby? Which again, it's a horrible thing that happened to Gabby, and it's
Right.
sad.
I know that was my big fight too when the Gabby story started and everybody was following that. I had no clue. I wasn't following her. I didn't know. And not that I didn't care. I just it was just in my head. There's like 50 million women of color that are missing, and women of color don't get the same
Right?
coverage as if you were, blonde, blue eyed child. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's sad. Any mother, any child missing is sad, like you said.
Right.
But I'm wondering why. Well, I'm not wondering why. I know why women of color don't get the same media attention or don't get the same
Right.
news. Everything FBI is looking for. The FBI is not looking for them. It's just
Well,
it's sad to me that this is sad to me that they don't care as much about women of color than they do. Um, I don't know, white
well,
girls.
do you know who Natalie Holloway is? Have you
There
heard
you
that
go.
name?
No,
Natalie
say
Holloway is the blonde hair, blue eyed tourist, American tourist that got disappeared in Aruba. And that Joran Vandersloot is the guy that
oh,
ended
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
See,
you
I
hear that,
know yes,
right?
right.
You hear that, but who else, what woman of color has disappeared on a vacation that we've ever heard of?
Yeah,
I
and
can't think of
so
one.
I can't
So
think of one either,
that
and I
was
think
the,
yeah, that was my that I think that's the whole thing with out of that, I'm glad that the family has closure, that
right.
they know what happened to their daughter, that we assume that it's the boyfriend. We will never know the full story because he passed away or he's gone. But then we're not done, FBI. We still have other women of color that are missing. And if you could just put the same effort that you put into Gabby with all the other women that are missing, man, I mean, it would be awesome. But
Yeah.
in reality, they're not gonna, they're pretty much done. So that's all. That's it. That's all I wanted
So
to say.
if Brian Landry killed her, which it's very,
It's kind of,
it's
it's good to assume,
that's the
yeah,
theory,
that's
right?
the theory.
And if he killed himself, which that's the theory, right? Like he didn't go disappear and then, I don't know, get eaten by a crocodile or alligator.
Yeah,
Then that's, and it's a coward in life, and that's a coward in death.
yeah,
That's a sad thing for the family to to be known for that, right? The Landry name now is associated with this whole thing, like the Vandersloot name, right? That's a
right.
really prestigious family in Aruba, I guess.
Mm,
But you don't hear Vandersloot. Oh, that's the guy that killed Natalie
right,
Holloway. The
right.
family bears the brunt of that after.
Right. I do wanna commend these dads that, So there's a high school in Louisiana. I forget what the high school is, but they had this like days of violence. 23 students were arrested, and just it was just a crazy time for that Southwood High School. So parents, I guess they met or whatever, and so some dads took it upon themselves. A group of about 40 dads decided to take matters into their own hands, and they formed a Dads on Duty. So it's like 40 of them. They go to the school. It's in Shreveport, Louisiana, and they're out there in the morning greeting the students, walking around the hallways. And since the dads have showed up, like there hasn't been any fights at the school. There hasn't been any suspension where they went on 23 days or 23 students and fighting. I mean, 20, like tons of violence and stuff that broke out. And these dads took it upon themselves. Like, of course, your dad shows up to school, you're not going to mess around. So students are going to class. There hasn't been any fighting, there hasn't been any suspensions. And so I just wanted to commend those dads who took it upon themselves really to protect their kids and to make sure that their kids are safe when they go to school. So I
I
don't know
like
the
that.
whole incident, but I love that they took it upon themselves to
Right.
protect their own kids.
And I like that from the standpoint of, if you're waiting for the police to protect you, like the
Mm,
police can't protect you,
yeah,
not unless somebody decides to attack you in front of a cop.
right, right,
Even if somebody breaks into your house and is going to, do uh, you know, a robbery in your
right,
house, you know
right,
what I mean? Like a
right.
home invasion style robbery. If you call the police, maybe they get there in time, maybe they don't.
Yeah,
For the most part, it's that we assume we're safe, right? We have a feeling of being safe.
right,
And when you're at a school where it just ends up being like the kids are doing whatever they want, the police can't really do much about that. They're not going to, you can't post a cop at every corner
right,
in the
right,
hallway. So for
right.
the community, especially the dads, to
Yes,
say, we're going to do something about this
yeah.
and do something about that, like that's a big statement. That's a big
That's
statement that should be taken, hopefully that's a model. You know what I mean? What
yeah,
can we do about schools that are out of control? We can
right,
get the parents involved. We get the
yeah,
dads involved to be there. And even if it's not my own dad, you know what I
right,
mean? Like if it's an elder, it's somebody from the other generation standing in the corner in the hall, for the most part, that's probably going to cool out some of
yeah,
this stuff. Just
yeah,
having people around. Plus, like I said, where they're introducing themselves to people
yeah.
and they're seeing dads in the community and the
Oh, yeah,
schools.
yeah.
That's important.
If my dad was greeting me and my friends
Hmm.
at high school in the morning, I am not messing around. I'm
Right.
going to class. I'm going to be on my best behavior.
And if you saw your friend's dad in the
Yeah.
hall, you know
Yes.
what I mean? Like it's not my dad, but
Right.
I'm not going to act up,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. So I thought I just wanted to give them a big shout out for taking matters into their own hands. There you go. Big, big, big shout out. This week we have Koviki Talk tomorrow at 5 p.m. I have to get the flyer out, so there you go.
And is that Utah or Arkansas, or where are we in our?
We're no, we're not there yet. We have Kathy who is with OPI,
Uh-huh.
and our Leah found her, and so we are going to have her on tomorrow at 5 p.m. Koviki Talk. We'll be talking COVID-19, vaccination, everything related to COVID, and geared towards our Pacific Islanders. Wednesday, we have a special edition with Dr. Samoa, Dr. Reynolds Samoa. He'll be talking about NHPI California data, data, however you like to say it, data. He'll have all kinds of numbers and information that pertains to PIs. So yeah, that's Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Wednesday because Wednesday is going to be, we're going to talk about things of, like get into the nuts and bolts of it. Is it
Right,
safe? Why is it
right,
safe?
right,
Is it
right,
good for kids?
right.
Why is it not good for kids? Is it,
Yeah,
if it's not, you know what I mean? Like
and,
all those things, the
right.
questions that we have in the back of our minds, we're going to
Yes.
pose those to Dr. Samoa so that we can get answers
Yeah.
about, were the clinical trials any different than the clinical trials for things before COVID? If
Yes.
they were, all
And
those kind of things,
all
the
the data.
questions. we're going to ask those
That's on
questions
Wednesday. Yeah, and all the data pertains to Pacific Islanders. Like
in
those
California.
numbers are our numbers in California.
Yeah.
They're not CDC. They're not. These are true Pacific Islander numbers and data that Dr. Samoa has collected. And so we'll be doing that Wednesday at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. Wednesday. That's a special show of Koviki Talk. Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. You can find us on Island City. You download Dash Radio app and search Island City, and boom, we're right there. Q is on every morning, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. with his morning show. So check out Island City. You got to download the Dash Radio app. How about that?
And if Naki curses, they bleep her out.
Had no clue. I didn't know that they do that. I mean, that's awesome because, I'm sure they have young kids listening to the show.
Yeah, they have some kind of software that.
Hey, man, but I don't curse that much anymore.
You don't curse nearly as much as you used to. So if you're just joining us, I would advise that you not go back to our older episodes because they weren't really good shows, for one, and we didn't know what we were doing. But also, if you don't like cursing, definitely don't go back to the episodes from 2017 or 2018. Because those had some bombs in them.
Yeah, those suck. We got better. Good morning, Sister Flo is on. Good morning.
Good
morning,
afternoon. Flo. Good afternoon.
We're so
good morning
used to
if you're in Hawaii.
Right. We're so used to being on in the morning, and then with the pouring rain and stuff, we decided to go on later. So, we're here. Anything else? Did we miss anything? Did you want to get anything out?
No. I think I'm good. I think being out 2 weeks doesn't help our check-ins or our talk because I don't remember stuff from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Actually, only talked about stuff from this week. So, go Steelers! And whoa, what was that with that face? Oh, I did miss that. My check-ins. The Steelers won in overtime on Monday Night Football.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Good for you.
Bang bang Steeler. What?
You don't ever use that. Don't ever. Bang bang Niner gang, fool. Yeah. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Most of our listeners are on during the week. It's a Sunday. It's raining. Be safe out there. Be safe. Check us out tomorrow at 5 p.m., Wednesday at 6 p.m., right here for Koviki Talk, both days. Wednesday morning, we're on Island City at 10 a.m. Download Dash Radio. Brother Q is on Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10. Go check him out. Him and Green are doing a great job out there. Follow, like, share. And we'll see you we'll see you tomorrow. So come back tomorrow and FICO with us.
Things are certainly different for all of our Ohana these days. Vaccines have been proven safe and effective for everyone 12 and above, and so is getting tested for COVID-19. If you or a loved one have tested positive for COVID-19 or have been experiencing symptoms lasting more than 4 weeks, this can have an adverse effect on you both physically and mentally. For mental health resources and facts on COVID-19, go to PacificIslanderHealth.org.